We've set off from Dublin to cross Ireland with the aim of getting to Limerick for the country's largest poetry festival.
There was a young man called Wyatt, whose voice is incredibly quiet. Oh, Griff!
Rory and I have been ordered not to embarrass Dara on his home turf. But we just can't help ourselves.
Stop for the morning to you, Dara.
So far we've been on the slowest barge in Ireland that we had to abandon because Griff couldn't start it.
We've gone high-tech with a car that was a boat.
We don't make aspirational telly here, do we?
Had to resort to antique self-propelled railway transportation.
This is how we grew up in Ireland. We always did all this kind of stuff.
Now we've borrowed brave Reggie's boat Amaryllis, which is his pride and joy.
He's a very nervous man, that Reggie.
Well, he might.
Well, he is now.
He's got every reason to be worried if he saw the last programme.
Ahead, we have to descend into Europe's deepest loch.
This is like descending into hell. At least as far as I can remember, it was a bit like this.
And continue our journey on as many traditional boats as people are stupid enough to lend us.
Behind the pole!
And Dara's desperate bid to defend the honour of the Irish nation wilts under a barrage of bad accents.
Do a little bit of the Irish accent. Good man, good man.
Terrible jokes.
Nothing like a large paddy.
Oh, just stop now.
Worse hairdos.
And Griff stops at nothing to try and win the first Limerick competition.
The Shannon. Or so we're told. Leaving Athlone in the yacht Amaryllis, thick fog stops us just 100 metres down the river.
Now, I can't tell whether it's getting better or not. It seems to get out of the way with fog, I suppose. Gets better for a few seconds, and then what you can see suddenly disappears again and comes back again, and there's the Mary Celeste coming towards you. Then it disappears again.
I've been told it's great down there. When it gets further down there, it's absolutely stunning. I've been hearing about it all my life, to be honest, of how beautiful the Shannon is. And then we go onto it, and we have to stop 30 seconds into the trip.
Whilst we wait, time for loading more supplies and making coffee.
Did you ask for Ribena?
No. Yeah. Well, we'll keep the scurvy away.
Unbelievable. Ribena? Who drinks Ribena? This sort of age, you know. Ribena is what deprived chav children of about sort of 4 drink.
Just because I don't drink tea, I'm treated like a bloody child in this shoot.
It's not long, though, before the sun comes out and the fog burns off.
And then we disappear really from towns at all and onto the river. This is where it gets exciting. And 3 men in a boatie.
The Shannon is Ireland's longest river and will take us all the way down to Limerick. En route, we will cross the largest lake in Ireland, Lough Derg, and pass through the Ardnacrusha hydroelectric power station.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah. It's fantastic.
For this section of the river, we can't get the sail up, and so we're motoring. And Griff is beginning to grate.
Cut us a piece of raw potato, Griff.
Could somebody please get a grip on this particular sequence so that we can do it and get to a carvery like civilized people? What? That's horrible.
It's lovely.
You're eating all the ingredients of my recipe before I actually put them in.
Give us a spring onion.
You're a disgrace, you know it.
Wonderful.
It's an insult to the application of heat.
This is how it was before cooking.
We have evolved. Yeah.
Before fire.
Oh, well then
So
go
this will
hunt a
fire.
mammoth, for God's sake. We've moved on.
I'm making a potato pancake, or boxty. Round here, they have a saying. Boxty on the griddle, boxty in the pan. If you can't make boxty, you'll never get a man. Well, I already had 2. both eager to dish out unnecessary advice.
Whatever you do, don't toss it, Griff.
Don't toss it, we'll just eat one side of it.
All right.
Bloody backseat cooks.
You're folding it, Griff, rather than tossing it.
You're not going to go, what the hell is that?
Toss.
It's just a
Griff
big
is about
lump
to
of stuff
toss.
on the...
Straight in the washing up water. You can have that bit. Do you need a tea towel, Griff, to dry it?
No, it needs a bit more cookery.
The weather was unbelievable and the river looked stunning, but one ingredient was missing. Tomato ketchup.
What do you think of it, Rory? No. Tell me the truth. Yeah. Is it hot?
Too big a piece. Too hot. Gorgeous. It's very good.
Oh, God, really good.
It is really good.
It needs some tomato sauce.
Salt.
It does need...
It doesn't
No, it
need
needs tomato sauce,
any
right.
tomato sauce.
We were approaching one of the main stops on the Shannon, Shannon Bridge.
Do not kill pike, it says underneath the bridge. Big sign.
Don't kill pike.
Do not kill pike. I think he's my favourite character in Dad's Army.
The boat's owner, Reggie, had recommended that we stop in at Killeen's, a typical Irish rural shop/pub that sells, well, practically everything.
OK, well, I'll just...
Griff and I will look after the provisions. You look after the...
I'll go to the bar, you know.
Do you want anything?
Oh, the usual bickies, drinks,
Pint.
ketchup.
Ribena?
Be good.
Pint.
No, I'm up to here with that.
Hello.
Good
How are
afternoon.
you?
How are you?
Oh, fine. You brought the nice weather with you?
That's lovely. My name's Rory.
How are you, Rory?
This
You
is-
bad?
This is my husband.
Oh, lovely.
Pay no attention to him.
Oh, yeah.
Are you? This is a fantastic shop.
I was about to say, what shop are you? But you're every shop, aren't you?
Well, it's a bits of everything, all right. I think it goes back from the time there was little transport, you know, that people needed to be able to get everything in their own village, you know, and we've kept it on from that.
And you've got a pub joined to it, which I think is excellent.
Yeah.
An excellent use of shop space, having a pub in it.
Oh, that's right.
Is there anything you don't sell here?
Coffins.
Coffins. Damn, we were going to say, because we need 3 coffins. Well, definitely 2.
Yeah.
Do you need any beer and stuff like that? Rory?
Oh,
There's none on board.
could we have a half bottle of paddy? And I'll make that a little present to Dara.
Right.
That'll go down well.
Do you sell suntan cream? Factor 15 or whatever you've got, really?
There's 30 there as well.
No, I don't want that. It'll make me drunk.
All right.
What about some pipes, Griff? I think you, me and Dara would look good on the back of the boat with a pipe.
You're quite prepared to waste a fortune just for the 3 of us sitting there with a going like
You
this.
want to
with
do
a-
it.
I know.
You
I
want
saw
to
that.
do it.
I thought that as well. So we'll have 3 pipes. We'll buy
Big, silly, long ones.
Paddy a pipe. Not Paddy. What am I talking about? Dog.
Where is Paddy?
Do you like a straight pike or a crooked shape?
I like a nice, big, long one.
We'll have one of those as well. Good.
There's one that stands on its own there. It's,
That's perfect, that is.
Oh, okay. Is that the best one?
Yeah, some of these copper and silvers.
We've got a present for you.
Thank
Two presents for you. This is the first present.
OK. Is the second present similar in any way?
Now I'll show you that.
Oh, loving that.
It's funny we all do that. We 3 non-smokers are going to stand at the back of it.
Give it a chance. If you go slow, it'll go down, it'll do its motions, and actually,
Yeah, should we disappear next time?
if it could, because he's just going to go on and on. This is a great pub, though.
It's a great pub with a groceries, isn't it?
With a rod, a little rod.
As well as a well-stocked shop, the bar is cluttered with useless advice and sayings. Something to read while Griff tells one of his fishing stories.
It's a very easy transition from grocery shopping to having a pint, isn't it?
It's a nice bit of the shop.
This is my favourite.
More shops should have this at the back.
We've got plenty of potatoes, so we can have some more potato cake as we go on. We'll eat potato cake and we'll eat it with
We
ketchup.
can't really do a show in which we just eat potatoes all the way through Ireland. That would just, you know.
I think it's the wrong message.
Yeah, we might as well just all wear like red wigs.
Unfortunately, a group of American tourists had just bought all the ginger wigs and beards, so we head on down the Shannon looking like English people.
As you can see from the disappearing light, we're almost at the end of the first day in which the three men finally stopped messing about with railway things and cars on boats, and it became what we should do, which is get onto a beautiful stretch of water in a beautiful boat and see the gorgeous countryside. However, we've got the hammer down now, because we have to get to Portumna because there's a swing bridge that shuts at 6:30 because they can't leave it open for us. Oh, sure, in Mullingar, oh, they would have left it open for hours and they would have had a parade and fireworks, but Portumna is a harsher, less sentimental town towards the three men. Beautiful day. One thing you're probably not seeing is just how cold it is here on the lake in October.
Yes, Dara's up on the bow, mooning on about his homeland, but
Griff.
back in the stern, we just got to get something out of our system that's been building up inside us.
What do you think of the River Shannon, mate? What? I'm sure it's a wonderful river. Boy, you're a grand lad and for all that and everything you are, indeed. To be seeing you, to seeing that just the brothel boy you are.
I think it adds to the film.
Have you noticed there's no boats on the river? Have you noticed that? That's because Irish people aren't stupid enough to take boating holidays in mid-October. It's only the BBC, only the English would be stupid enough to do that.
Well, you got your man up there, the big fella, up there on the top of the... He's up there on the top of the cabin. He's turned now. He's looking at us. He's looking at us for us to shore, for to be sure that he is to be sure.
What's he doing? Is he just yab, is he?
He'll be getting all upset with us because we'll be doing it.
What? What now?
I'll give you 20 euros, Griff, if you shout top of the morning to him.
I'm not going to do it. I don't know. He didn't like it the last time I did it.
It's going to be the loneliest boat trip.
Gunning the engine at 20% more revs than Reggie said was safe. Mind you, we'll never know. We manage to make the bridge opening.
Oh, there she goes.
Oh, wonderful.
Loch Derg is open to us now.
Which coincides with the town closing.
I'd work down.
Okay. All right, so we want us to go...
Just the other side of the bridge is our overnight mooring.
Wonderfully done, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Griff,
Yeah?
would you say that Rory and Dara are getting better at crewing?
Oh, they certainly are. They know their ropes now.
Only if you call them ropes. Still can't remember which one is it. You call them a sheet.
The sheet is attached to a sail and a warp is not attached to a sail.
Oh, God. A line? Yeah.
A line is
Yeah.
what we could do with now. I mean, in the comedy.
Yeah, exactly. In the dialogue. It's
in dialogue.
We've forgotten our script.
Tonight we were visiting an old friend of mine who lives, believe it or not, here. Leap Castle is famed as the most haunted place in Ireland, and its owner, Sean Ryan, is equally famed as one of the best tin whistle players in the country.
Hello.
How are you, Sean?
Very well indeed.
How are you?
My goodness. Tá fáilt an download.
Give me the market.
Sorry, sure, I'm Rory.
How are you doing?
That's all I can say.
Sorry, Sean, I'm Griff. I'm going to speak some English to you
Thank
and
you
just
very
say hello and thank you for having us.
Thank you. You're more
What
than
a
welcome.
fantastic place.
This is Sean, and this is Sean's house. This is not a set
What a place.
or a contrivance or something we do everything. This is the house you've been building or
This is
renovating.
the house we've been restoring, yes.
How long have you been renovating the castle?
Since 1994, early 94.
It's supposed to be famously haunted, this castle. Sure, is that true?
Well, I suppose we don't see it as haunted. We've lots of spirits in the house.
Have you seen them?
We do, yeah, we do all the time. We see quite a lot of them. We hear them. We even have a lady in this hall that touches off people and brushes off people.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Good. I could get lucky at last.
It's been a quiet week in Ireland for you, hasn't it?
Well, it's like just somebody passing you by and brushing off you.
Yeah, that's normally what happens, yeah.
Yeah.
Any chance of a fish?
A little jockey in.
Yeah, perform. Yeah, a little.
Oh, yeah.
drink would be nice,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah. How would you like?
Whatever you've got.
Let's find something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
go on,
find
let's get
something.
it.
Okay, let's go for it.
During the renovations, Sean found several skeletons in a chamber called an oubliette, or forget-me, where they had been left to die. The castle was also the scene of a clan massacre. But the mood will be happier tonight because Sean's invited some of his friends to play for us.
Sean's daughter is an Irish dance champion. She's very good, isn't she?
Yay! Magic. Absolutely magic. Well done.
Back at the boat, Rory finds himself touched by another spirit.
Well, you know what? It's nothing like a large paddy.
Oh, just stop now. That joke is getting tired.
It hasn't been on yet.
That's my phone. Sorry about that.
No, answer it.
No, it's my agent from London. Yeah.
So I can get you. I can get you off that river, Dara.
Yeah, lovely. Everything's going on. Yeah, lovely. See, that's as bad as your Irish accent is.
No, I don't believe that.
Next morning, Loch Derg beckons, giving us a chance to get some sail up. The boat has a folding mast to get under bridges.
It's a very, very heavy piece of wood being hauled up by Griff and Dara right above my head. I wonder if this has got an autopilot.
Okay, that's good.
Well, I think I'd rather be somewhere else. Griff, how's my heading?
Good.
Very good, very good. You're doing a great job.
It's my favourite part of sailing is when I've got to steer a straight line and the engine's on. I know that once the sails go up, things are beginning to happen and the boat goes off in a strange direction. Griff says, "Hey, what are you doing on that tiller?" So this is what I'm dreading. Don't go away.
What we have to do is haul up on a couple of ropes, I would think.
With so little wind, we weren't sure whether it was actually worth getting the mast up. And it's so complicated anyway that no one's clearly bothered raising it for some time. Griff, I think there might be a wasp's nest in this sail.
Genuinely, I think there might be a wasp's nest in the sail.
I don't think we should open it hurriedly. I think there are huge wasps
Keep
coming
getting
out.
huge wasps coming out. Yeah.
And they will attack the thing they think is disturbing their nest.
Will they?
Which is you.
You want to see that, don't you, Rory?
No. There's a big wasp. There's a huge wasp in there coming out. Look.
That is the biggest wasp I've ever seen.
It's that big. It's a pike. It's a flying pike.
Oh.
With the wasp problem averted, another problem was brewing. I tell you what, I don't think I can drink any more Guinness, you know. It's playing havoc with me insides, you know. Sorry.
When?
What? Sorry, Griff?
Have you got wind?
Yeah, it's the Guinness. I was just mentioning that very thing.
The wind picks up and we rattle on to Loch Derg Yacht Club, where we were entered in a race. It's a proper old-school yacht club. In fact, one of the oldest in the world. So I'm not sure how they'll take to us.
I can see a load of people on the bridge of a yacht club.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I can see a lot of people.
Is there a banner?
No, but there's like a marquee area, and there are lots of people standing outside.
Oh, no.
Well, they're just out looking at us and making sure we're not making an arse of it, really.
They race a unique sailing dinghy here called the Shannon Wondersign, or SOD. And in the right conditions, they can go like the clappers. Without wind, of course, they revert to type. They're complete sods.
I must point out that the race hasn't started. Technically, in a sailing race, this wouldn't be within the laws. But
outside the 5 minute gun, anything's within the rules.
Outside the 5 minute gun, anything's in the rules. So, have you got an outboard motor on board?
You know, in a good blow, these are very fast.
Are they? Well, they're
And
good,
very wet.
long,
Really wet.
simple boats.
The opposition looking very nervous.
I might sit in a position that indicates velocity. How's this? I'm clinging furiously onto it, just with the wind in my hair.
Eventually, we make it to the starting positions.
3, 2, 1.
Oh!
What does that mean?
There we go. The race is on! Are you on the edge of your seat? I'm not even on the edge of my seat. And it's a very slippy seat. Literally, we are static.
It's so exciting!
We are locked in a battle with them at 1 mile an hour. They've stolen our wind. What little wind there is, they have stolen. Don't be looking smug at me. There's nothing that rowing can't make up the distance in quickly enough.
Dara resorts to cheating. It's a tactic that, although entertaining, isn't gaining him any ground.
OK, we can get this in the bag a little bit. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Griff is in second at the moment.
I will warn you, Mr. Director and boat people, do not make us hit you and don't take our wind.
Go away.
Dara is definitely...
At the moment, Dara is definitely last. Yes, yeah.
What a gratifying sight that is. Way back there, the tall, bold Irish figure of Dara O'Brien. No, would you stop that? Would you stop that?
Despite the lack of speed, the boats are actually moving, and if anything, more skill is required to win this race. I'm in second place, but at the buoy I'm too polite, and I go wide. 2 boats take me on the inside. They're polite enough in the clubhouse, but on the water, they chew you up and spit you out.
Griff can't make up the ground and comes in 4th.
At the last minute, we lost everything.
And Rory's just a few behind.
Just about across the line now. Just about to wait for that hole.
Appalling.
Griff, can I just ask, what position did you come?
4th.
And at one point you were second
I know.
until you went round the marker.
I know.
What went wrong? It was
We
the
were
worst.
too
It was the worst.
What?
Going round a marker, apparently, that anyone's ever seen on this lot.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so, no.
I think it was.
We'll ask a few people.
After we've all had a cup of tea and a biscuit, we remember something. Dara!
Rory, shut up. Shut up.
I haven't said anything yet.
Oh, I did this and I deserved it because I did that. And
No.
No, you're great, Dara. He didn't even, at any point, take the helm of his boat.
I take on the helmet all the time.
No, you didn't, Rory. We know. We saw. Well done, mate.
Rory, you were ballast.
We're forced to abandon the scheduled 3-minute gloat because we need to push on through Loch Derg. Still no wind, but plenty of sun.
At the bottom of the lake is Killaloe, which was the seat of power of the last High King of Ireland, Briain, who famously chased the Vikings out of Ireland, and from whom I get the name O'Brien.
This is ridiculous. We've been lucky in the past with the weather and 3 men in a boat, but to have 10 days almost entirely without rain in Ireland in October, I kind of feel like we're having you on a bit here. Because you'll come here seeing this going, Ireland is a tropical paradise. And it'll chuck down on you.
At Partine Weir, the river splits, with the majority of the water diverted into a canal called the Head Race.
Dramatic, isn't it?
Hey, fantastic.
Well navigated, Rory.
Thank you, Griff.
This man-made section is designed to feed water into Ireland's largest hydroelectric power station, Ardnacrusha.
If we'd been in a rented boat, we'd have had to turn round at this point. The power station lock is considered too dangerous for most people to tackle. Quite why we're being allowed through, though, is a mystery.
Kind of surreal to be bringing Rory and Griff along to Ardnacrusha hydroelectric power station, because I haven't written the words or said the words Ardnacrusha hydroelectric power station since I was in school, because it's the kind of thing you do an essay on. You know, Ireland's power infrastructure by Dara O'Brien, age 12.
And just to show my education wasn't wasted, here's some facts and figures. When Ardnacrusha was finished in 1929 by the German company Siemens, it was regarded as one of the world's greatest technical achievements and formed a template for all large-scale hydroelectric schemes. It was the new state of Ireland's first big project and was controversial.
They may press the magic button.
5,000 worked on the construction and it cost a fifth of Ireland's entire budget.
I'm disappointed, actually, at the architecture.
Did you want more horns and lights? And
Yeah, no, it's more sort of Rococo decoration on the...
Rococo decoration on the Ardnacrusha.
There's your horns and lights.
It supplied the electricity for 95% of the entire country, although today that figure is more like 5%. And at 100 foot, it is Europe's deepest lock.
This is like descending into hell. At least as far as I can remember, it's a bit like this. It's going back a few years.
Are we all getting the stench? Are we all getting the all-enveloping smell of stagnant water?
I think what is alarming is what is behind you now, Dara.
Yeah, we didn't sit on that.
No, I was talking about your career. This is quite spooky, isn't it?
It is spooky, isn't it?
It is very
genuinely
unnatural.
spooky.
It's like being a concrete grave, isn't it? This is...
A concrete grave? Jeez, what a horrendous notion. Apparently they do have a tradition of asking women to get off the boat because they get so freaked out by it.
Really?
I don't know why it is.
Is that a tiny bit sexist in this day and
A
age?
little bit, I would have thought, but you know.
The lock has two chambers. The first is 60 foot,
It'd be nice to be back in sunlight for a couple of minutes at least.
and then that's followed by another of 40 foot. Essentially, it's like a big, watery, mossy lift.
Interesting plant life. Even here, 40 feet down, in what is essentially a cave, forms of fern find a way of living.
After nearly an hour in the dank, dripping gloom, we finally rejoin the original River Shannon.
That's it. There it goes. Look at that. Fantastic.
On this side of Ardnacrusha, the river has a stunning natural beauty. It's like being up the Amazon.
Whoa. Kingfishers,
Amazing.
herons. Look at this, bro. What is this?
Kingfishers, herons.
Because we came on that long approach, which is, let's face it, quite dull. And then we come down 100 feet, and this is astonishing. This could be... It's like an eagle. Is that an eagle? No,
It's a heron.
It's like an eagle.
Yeah, it's they're virtually indistinguishable.
Yes.
To the untrained ornithologist. There's another heron, look. 2 herons. 3 herons! Look at the heron, they're getting the herons.
This is amazing.
This was my first trip down the Shannon, and while it's been beautiful, it hasn't been an easy journey at times because I felt like I'm representing the entire country here.
Every time Rory and Griff ask me a question about Ireland, I feel the hot breath of 4 million people on the back of my neck saying, get this right. We educated you, get this right.
Of course, the other thing that the 4 million people standing behind me have been asking is, could you stop Rory and Griff doing those ludicrous Irish accents? I know this has been difficult for the two lads.
We've had to be on our best behaviour over the last few days. It's quite difficult to judge, actually. You know, some things are Irish and all right to be Irish, and other things are too Irish or not Irish enough. We mustn't get any of the names wrong. Mustn't point to something which looks Irish, because that's usually a bit too folksy Irish. So, it's very complicated, I find it.
And he just hates me and Griff doing Irish accents, you know, which for me is the joy of this trip, was to wind Dara up. But now it's taboo. Omerta. We can't do Irish accent. Omerta. That's an Italian word, or possibly an Irish word. Actually. Omerta. In fact, it probably is an Irish word, isn't it? Omerta. Isn't there a jockey called Omerta?
Before long, we'd be in the city of Limerick, and we realised we hadn't yet used one essential piece of boat equipment that would make us look like experienced sailors: the pipes.
Well,
And with Irish accents prohibited, we have to resort to variations of English.
when Irish put a pipe in them, I want to talk Yorkshire and be quite pontificating about things, you know. You're automatically pompous with a pipe, aren't you?
Aye.
Aye.
My pipe?
Don't talk to me about your pipe.
My pipe. I can do your job. My pipe.
My pipe.
My pipe. My pipe. What's that doing?
Like this. My friend from Barbados. What's that doing?
Our arrival into Limerick is marked by the famous Thomond Park, home of the Munster rugby team.
How are you? Hey, as if
the welcome
on
you
demand.
He said, I'm pleased to see that
Traditional Limerick welcome of people who, frankly, on a Tuesday or whether should be in school. That's all,
the
all
only
I'm taking
people
from that.
The only people in Limerick they could get to come and greet us are people who... Do you want an hour off school, kids?
Yeah.
Go and greet the three men.
Limerick also marks the end of the Shannon River. From here to the Atlantic, it's the Shannon estuary.
And it's here we have to say goodbye to the Amaryllis, since its owner Reggie doesn't want us to take it into open water. Inland water has been risky enough.
When we arrived, Limerick was looking very pretty in the October sunshine. The city is divided, paradoxically I suppose, into three quarters. There's the ancient quarter, dating back to Viking times with a castle. There's a modern Irish quarter, and there's a Victorian English quarter.
The question seems to me is, are you judging?
This evening, we've all been invited to the Limerick International Poetry Festival.
But I discovered that the Limerick wouldn't feature in the festival. A Limerick Poetry Festival without Limericks? Ridiculous. Something needed to be done. And so I have a plan, and it starts with a trip to a village just outside the city.
This is Bunratty, County Clare, and what an amazing place it is. It's a sort of folk theme park. It's a living, working museum, if you like, and it shows what Ireland was like about half an hour ago.
The reason I'm here is that I've been told of a great printer who could help me with a bit of publicity for what I had in mind.
Oh, Danny boy, I love you so, but come... Angus, how are you?
Hello,
Good
Rory.
to see you, Rory.
You're welcome.
This is beautiful. This is printing like she was meant to be. Yeah? Now, how long are we going back now in years?
We're going back to 1850, 1860.
Hey, you look well on it, though. You look younger.
Thank you.
It's the oil of Olay, isn't it, that you're doing, yeah. Now, the reason I'm here is I've come all the way from a place in the east of Ireland called Dublin.
I know it well.
You know? Dublin? Are you a Dubliner yourself?
I was born there.
Balaclia?
Ballyaclia.
Very
good, very good.
Now, the reason I'm coming to Limerick, now, as an Englishman, there's a poetry festival on in Limerick, and to me, Limerick can only mean one thing. The Limerick. So I want to promote a sort of independent poetry festival in which we get members of the public to bring their limericks. And I thought, what a great place. We could print some flyers so I could hand them round in pubs in the street.
Yeah.
Printed authentically. You know,
Right.
So.
With an Irish twist to
With
it.
an Irish twist, yeah.
Very good.
I want to see this.
I'm just thinking of something very simple, but very absolutely Irish in its being. Not over the top, but I'll do a variation of a border surround.
This is what you see in Irish opticians, isn't it? That.
Could be, yeah. That's why so many people wear glasses. You're right. Yeah. How many copies, basically, do you want?
Well, we'll need. I want to flood Limerick with it.
Right.
You know, I want to get people to get along to this do. So about 3.
Very good.
Angus needed time to print them, so I had time to shop in the oldie traditional Irish shoppy.
Says Ireland to me. Look, authentic. Morning, how are you?
Good morning, how are
I'm
you?
Rory, you must be somebody else.
Trish, pleased to meet you.
Trish, good to see you. I've got a friend called Dara, and he's obsessed with Irish memorabilia. So
yes.
I've just seen some wonderful things, and there's this thing here which is just so Dara. In fact, this actually could be Dara O'Brien, apart from the nylon ginger beard and wig, which he doesn't always wear.
I see.
Which is why it's so surprising to see it on here, but that is what Dara looks like.
Wonderful.
First thing
Gorgeous
in the
looking
morning.
man.
Yeah. Before he takes the beard off and the hair, that is Dara. Look, that is just so, it's like he's here with me. Trish, thank you so much. It's great talking to you. And
Rest of you. That's me, yes.
That'll be Dara saying, have you got any present yet? Trish, thanks a lot. We'll see
Okay,
you soon.
take care. See
We'll
you.
go to McNamara's for a drink later.
Good for you. Enjoy it.
Meanwhile, back in Limerick, the Poetry Festival wasn't until the evening. We were boatless now, and although there's plenty in Limerick with several rowing clubs and whatnot, it all looked a little tame. So at time to kill, we thought we'd try something nice and dangerous.
It always strikes me that every powerboat, all you do is think, I wonder which is going to give way first, the boat or my shoulders.
Or my joints.
Yeah. Is it a bit like that?
Why somebody throws salty water in your eyes every 10 seconds?
The swans weren't impressed. They'd seen it all before. But we hadn't, and we needed a bit of instruction.
It's all quite nice and easy till we go round a turn. And then I go 1, 2, 3, left, and you will go out like this.
Right.
And come back in
No,
again.
left.
Left. Yes, just left.
What happens if we don't stretch out on the left?
Boat will kind of slide across, so maybe flip over. And we'll be in the drink.
Maybe flip over. How casual is that?
Dara, look at this, what we've got.
Oh! It's a SWAT team.
What we were racing was Zap Cats. Basically, they were an ultra lightweight inflatable with a massively overpowered engine.
3, 2, 1, go!
Dara's blue and I'm yellow. Though I try to overcome that.
Griff takes an early lead, but not for the first time in this trip. His turn around the buoy is less than perfect. I take the outside line and we surge ahead. Even above the roar of the engines, I can hear my driver saying something about how all this extra ballast is helping the turns.
It's a simple enough circuit. From the bridge round the buoy 3 times.
Griff gains ground, and I have to turn well to keep up.
There's the buoy, it's neck and neck.
We're going to get through here.
But I'm getting better at the turns, and so take the tight inside line of the bridge, sending Griff wide, and this gives me a winning lead.
Finally win a race of 3 men in a boat.
That's it.
I've not seen Griff's face in defeat in 5 series of 3 men in a boat. So this is the time I'm going to enjoy this. Take him again, I think. Take him again.
Not only in a state of defeat, but in a state of nervous collapse.
Yes.
Yeah.
God, it is petrifying.
Meanwhile, my leaflets are printed and I'm mustering support for the Limerick competition.
On par. Hello there. How are you? Bye-bye. Hello. Don't go, girls.
But the good people of Limerick clearly didn't think my festival's as good an idea as I did.
Will you come to our Limerick competition tonight? You won't. They don't want some grinning, red-faced, smarmy Englishman coming and saying, hello, come to my Limerick competition.
Yeah. On the other hand, I think it's a splendid idea, and I'd like to air a few of my own compositions. But with Rory in the chair, there's no way I get a hearing by fair means, so it'll have to be foul.
We've got to get ourselves in a state where he won't notice when somebody turns up looking a bit odd.
Luckily, Limerick boasts several theatres and a proper make-up artist to go with them, Miriam.
Hello there, Rory. Do you think he'd see? Do you think he'd smell a rat?
Miriam even arrives with her own fat suit.
I think we might need to just stitch this up or pin it up at the back.
What's Limerick famous for?
Rugby.
Rugby, OK. What else is Limerick famous for?
Having good nights out and having fun.
OK, I'll give you one more try. It's the 3rd attempt. What is Limerick famous for?
Limerick. Oh, for Limerick.
Ah, yeah. Do you know any limericks?
No, I don't actually.
Come.
No, not a poet at all.
Yeah, I bet you are.
No, not at all. Gotta go.
Are you sure?
Late for work.
Hey, tonight, 6:30. I'll see you there.
Thank you.
Come as you are.
There once was a fellow called McGrath who wanted a pint and a laugh. In a fit of the giggles, he split down the middles, and he had to make do with a half. Bum bum.
I could hear that in another room, you doing your cod Irish accent. The beard, you're not doing... What? What do you think?
Yes, I like that.
It's just so obviously you.
Well, wait a minute. What like that?
It looks nothing like not you. It looks like you in a tash.
I don't believe it. I've travelled the entire world and I bumped into my old mate, Stephen Fry. Stephen, we're having a limerick competition tonight, and... Stephen?
A grumpy old git named Rhys Jones was nothing but whinges and moans. Though not very funny, he made shitloads of money, yet he groans and he groans and he groans.
That is so true.
What's Limerick most famous for?
Feuds and
What? Feuds and drugs? No, not feuds and drugs. There was a young man from Cork who had an enormous... There was a young man from Nantucket. Now, if you come back at 6:30, I'll tell you the rest of that limerick. How about that?
This isn't going to work. It just isn't going to work.
Oh, well, that'd be a pity.
I leave Griff to his ridiculous disguise and head to get a taste of the official poetry festival at the White House.
I'm Marty Mulligan from Mullingar in the middle of Ireland. Desireland. Inspireland.
I can confirm there was nothing as tawdry as a limerick.
And the little dog laughed to see such fun as the dish ran away with the hot spoon.
Instead, I'm treated to a proper evening of literary talent.
Ignore me at your peril. Entertain me at the risk of losing your life.
Oh, the Harlequin was dancing when they bet the ace of spades against the king of hearts.
But you don't want to see this, do you? No, you want to see this. Around the corner, at the Tom Collins pub, Rory's Renegade Limerick competition had also pulled a huge crowd.
Welcome to the Tom Collins pub, the best pub in Ireland. Hey! That my Guinness is assured now, thank you. Is that it? Lovely, thank you very much indeed. This is the special event. It's the first ever 3 men in a boat independent Limerick competition. It is also the last ever 3 men in a boat independent Limerick competition.
Yes, I've got a false beard and a dirty limerick, and I arrive just as the competition starts. Will I fool Rory?
So good luck, everybody, and can we have Limerick number 1?
In Limerick where once they did stay, 3 men shared a boat for the day. The sun it did shine, the river Shannon sublime, Irish sunburns the price they did pay.
Very good!
There was an old man from Dingle, spent many a long year single. He looked near and far, in many a bar. Now, he's an alcoholic.
Good, that's good. One of my favourite limericks, which deliberately deviates from the form, which is quite a nice one, is there was a young bard from Japan whose limericks just wouldn't scan. I can manage the lines and the number of rhymes, it's just I try and cram as many words in the last line as I possibly can. Or there was a young man called Wyatt, whose voice was incredibly quiet, and then one day it faded away, and that was... Come on, number 11, where are you?
There was a lass a few miles from Kilkee who chatted up every man she could see. But when it came to a test, she was reckoned the best, because practice makes perfect, you'll see.
That's wonderful. Nice to have an autobiographical limerick. Number 14.
Even in a pub full of fat, hairy men, I look utterly improbable. But luckily, not as improbable as Rory.
A TV producer of note was convinced he could get crap to float. Jones, McGrath and Briain polluted the stream and they called it 3 Men in a Boat.
We have a winner! Oh, he's in! I'd like to know who that was with that strange Jamaican accent.
It was the accent that gave Griff away, and he was immediately disqualified.
Dad, well, I certainly fooled some of the people, if not all of the time.
I said to Billy, I said, is that guy that drives the bus around Limerick? I said, you know, with the grey hair and the sidelocks, it's kind of hard. And he said to me, I don't know, I think it might be that guy.
I thought he drove a boat, but instead he drives a bus. So I definitely thought it was him.
He looked remarkably convincing as an Irishman, you know, with his big... I knew Griff, you know, when he actually was that shape, but I thought he looked very good, very Irish indeed. He looked like the Lord Mayor of Limerick.
Hopeless. It was hopeless, even as I stood there. Yeah, brilliant. I stood over there, and the guy said, I don't know, I recognise you from somewhere. Are you the, you're last of the summer wine.
The following morning, it was time to face into the final leg of our journey. It would be wrong to come this far west and not to take that final leap out into the Atlantic to the Aran Islands. The islands have preserved their culture partly due to their remoteness, and the only problem we have is how to get there. For generations, the journey was made rowing in a curragh.
Curraghs are traditional fishing boats made from a tarry canvas stretched over a frame. This makes them really lightweight, so you can carry them to and from the beach, but puncture the skin by stepping in the wrong place, and you'll sink like a stone.
Any tips on getting in?
Yes, don't stand at the side, kind of stand in the middle, and be light-footed. And stay low. Pretend you're a feather.
And you watch my impression of a feather.
To get some instruction, we've arranged to meet up with local rowers Anne, Elise and Leah, who are actually the women's champions of Ireland.
The basic rowing skills would be...
we haven't even got basic rowing skills.
When the oars are out of the water, you lean forward.
We are, by now, used to people thinking we're clueless and teaching us the absolute basics.
Pull back, bringing the oars into the water, pull back,
Push
and
off
then
the footstep.
Pushing off the footstep, and then forward again, oars out of the water, and then pull back.
Doesn't she realise that these 3 men have rowed the Thames together?
Yeah, look.
Yeah, OK, I'm leaning. What
pull.
Something.
Come on.
Dip in and pull.
Yeah.
OK?
Now keep
now
going.
Raise. Lean forward. You haven't leaned forward. Look at my oars. Lean forward. Yeah. And pull.
You were born in Connemara or something.
That's
it.
it.
Any more than we have. Your total curragh racing experience is as much as ours.
I've rowed more than you two, and it shows every time we get on the water.
Now pick up the pace.
Now right a bit,
Right.
The other problem with this design is there is no keel or rudder, meaning the steering is all down to skillful oarsmanship. Perhaps we should have listened to Anne in the first place.
When you say left, do you mean turn left or use more with your left rudder?
Use your left oar more.
OK.
Can we just fly by them?
Wait for the left.
Can we just crash into them and take them out? Left. Use your left oar. Twinny, come on.
Will we work out some system here? Because you're screaming left, you're screaming
What
right.
about if do you want to swap around?
Will we mix up?
No, this works better like this.
In the calm water of the inlet, we managed to do lots of going around in circles.
Bullseye!
We hit a thing. I think we've got a little bit...
And you didn't do that, did you see? You can't teach that. I suggest we get her going back to the quay and we get out.
Don't start organising a coup d'etat just when we're beginning to get some rhythm going.
Mind the pole!
We soon realised that our only skill in curraghs is hitting the channel markers.
2 out of 2!
Wow! We're like the best slalom rowers in the country.
This is great. This is like crazy golf.
Can I just say that this is probably the happiest I've ever been. To have the two of you here bitching at each other, snapping, giving out about the technical aspects of rowing a boat. It's just, you know, feel at home. More than I've ever felt at home.
Do you think we should row to the Aran Islands or take another form?
I think we find some other way to get to the island.
It has become apparent that we will not be rowing to the Aran Islands.
And we will need another boat, preferably without oars.
The gloriously named Galway Hooker is the sailing boat of choice in these parts. Traditionally it was used to transport turf as fuel to the islands because there were no trees, because there's no soil, because the islands are basically rock. You couldn't live here without becoming resilient and self-sufficient, and this combined with their remoteness means that the islands have preserved a traditional Irish culture. For example, for most of the islanders, their first language is the Irish language.
We've not had a drop of wind in a week and a half.
We've had to drift. We've had a drifting sailing race, and now drifting across to
the
Aran Islands.
I'd like to join in, boys, but at this speed, at the helm, I've just got to concentrate fully on the heading.
Despite the lack of wind, we eventually get to the largest island, Inishmore. For me, this place is culturally very significant, but much of that old way of life has gone, and they rely now, to a large extent, on tourists for their income, with Aran sweaters, for example, being a big seller.
Well, I'm going to drop in and have a chat in the cafe. What are you doing?
I'm going to go and do a bit of shopping.
Oh, good for you. That's what we want you to do. We want you to shop.
Hi. Is it safe to leave them unlocked here?
Yes, it is pretty safe to leave them unlocked. Why don't you two tourists go off and buy stuff? It's your job here. Go off, buy things. Yes.
All right.
Buy things. Go on.
While they go and shop, I meet up with Kathy, one of the islanders.
Kathy, tá sínta bheithse ar an Elan, chun san saoil seo fi láthair.
Tá sé go bra gúil túnteach sa mír a fáte.
Well, Griffin Margaret, agus an Bert lads agam inis agus tá siad an hall ag ceannacht. Sin beidir mar tábhacht é.
Well, is bra na sin na chluiste. Bhfuil daoine ceannacht.
Ooh, this is lovely.
Don't tell Dara we're in here.
No.
We're just in here.
I've just seen the very thing, Griff.
Oh! I'm not actually.
I would love to see you.
I have strict instructions to return with an Aran Island sweater because that's what you get here.
That's true.
The problem is, the truth is, you can get a better Aran Island sweater in Bond Street, I'm sure.
Oh dear, look at it.
It is strange to bring the two lads because they're no respecters in some ways of cultural values. And
we'll change that.
Yeah.
We'll work on them.
You know, because I've been bringing them around, showing them things that I normally on these things I take the mickey out of stuff.
Yeah.
And my guard is up here. I don't care about setting them loose in the Lochderg Yacht Club, right? Because that lot, right, they can handle. But just this is a bit more Gaelach. This is a bit more precious. This is a bit more Irish. There's an element of, you know.
Now everyone is different, apparently.
Yeah.
There are no two Aran sweaters which are the same.
Well, the individual signature of the way they were knitted and the patterns in them would have told the Aran Islanders which fisherman it was who unfortunately had fallen off his curragh and been drowned and had his eyes pecked out by the old seagulls. So they were there to...
bleak, isn't it? It would worry me if I were a fisherman on the Aran. I wouldn't ever have an Aran sweater. Put this on. No! I'm going to drown. What do you think?
I think it'd suit you, actually. I do.
It's a bit of a cardi, isn't it?
It is a bit of a cardi. What about this? Does that look suitably hard?
Griff, you look like a...
When you see Rory and Griff walk out of a shop, dressed head to toe in thick knitted wool, will a part of you on the inside go, this is, you know, this is probably not the image we want to create?
no, I mean...
Because let's face it, neither of us are wearing Aaron.
But see, we don't have to wear it. See, we don't have to. We
naturally
have it.
carry.
It flows out to us. We don't need to wear a Bonnie sweater or a cap. You know, we've got it, Dara, so we don't need to wear it.
The Irish culture superiority in a nutshell. Should we have it? We have it. Just let the English struggle with it.
You know, we've got it.
Yeah,
so.
just naturally. We've got it. There we go.
The Aran Islands are about much more than just sweaters, though. Here in Inishmore, on a cliffside facing out into the Atlantic, is Dún Aengus, a magnificent megalithic fort. No one is quite sure why it's here, or what it was ever guarding. But with the boys away, it offers me a moment of communion with my culture, here in the islands that are its heartland.
Ber banach dom chrí go tír na héireann bhain chnig éireann óig. Chun an maran de héalach iris éver bhain chnig éireann óig. An áitiú vin a bhíhan bin go éin mar a hábh chuit chuoin ag cuoine gael. Sé mo chás ben míle míle in éin ó bhain chnig éireann óig.
I really can't bring you two anywhere.
Moving, that was, I thought.
I think we upset the paddy.
Yeah, you've ruined that now. Did you have to get flags as well?
Good, well, cavalry.
You know, next time let's go to Wales and take the mickey out of your culture, Griff. How's that? Do you like that? Is that all right? Go to Wales, put on taff hats and silly voices. Do you want that? Oh, look you now, boy, in the valleys.
No, not Wales. That would be embarrassing. We've got to go somewhere no one knows us.
What, you mean London?